Did you know that mosquitoes are responsible for more human deaths every single year than any other creature on the planet? That's right. These tiny flying nuisances kill more people annually than sharks, snakes, and bears combined. Even when they are not spreading dangerous diseases like West Nile or Zika, they ruin backyard barbecues, ambush you on your morning walk, and turn summer evenings into a slap fest. Americans spend billions of dollars every year on mosquito control, exterminators, and chemical sprays. But here is a little secret the pest control industry does not want you to know. You do not need any of that expensive, chemical-heavy stuff to keep mosquitoes away from your yard. There are plenty of simple, safe, and affordable tricks that work just as well, and in some cases, even better. So before you book that pricey exterminator or load up on bug spray, grab a notepad. We are sharing 11 safe mosquito tricks that will keep these bloodsuckers out of your yard, off your skin, and away from your family all summer long. Let's get into it. Number 1. Plant a mosquito-repelling garden. If you've ever wondered why some yards seem completely mosquito-free while others are a buzzing nightmare, the answer might be growing right in the flower beds. Certain plants naturally produce oils and compounds that mosquitoes absolutely hate, and adding them to your garden is like installing a free, all-natural force field. Citronella grass is probably the most famous one. It is literally the same plant used to make those citronella candles you see at the hardware store, but there are plenty of others. Lavender produces an oil that mosquitoes can't stand, and it smells amazing to humans, so it's a win-win. Basil is another great choice. Studies have shown that basil leaves contain compounds that are toxic to mosquito larvae and adults alike, so a few pots on the patio do double duty. Marigolds contain pyrethrum, a natural compound used in many commercial insect repellents. Catnip is another secret weapon. Research from Iowa State University found that nepetalactone, the active oil in catnip, is around 10 times more effective than DEET at repelling mosquitoes in lab conditions. So, if you're planning a garden this summer, mix in some of these natural repellents and let nature do the work for you. Just remember to crush a few leaves now and then to release the oils, or run your hands across them as you walk by, since the scent doesn't drift far on its own. Number 2. Use oil of lemon eucalyptus. When it comes to natural mosquito repellents that actually work, oil of lemon eucalyptus is in a league of its own. In fact, it is the only plant-based repellent that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention actually recommends, right alongside DEET and picaridin. The active ingredient is called PMD, and studies have shown it can provide protection from mosquitoes for up to 6 hours per application. That is seriously impressive for something derived from a tree. Unlike harsh chemical sprays, oil of lemon eucalyptus is gentle on the skin, smells fresh and citrusy, and will not leave that greasy, sticky residue that traditional bug sprays do. You can find it at most drugstores and online, and it is usually a fraction of the price of premium chemical repellents. Just be sure to look for products that contain at least 30% oil of lemon eucalyptus for the best results. One thing to note, this is not recommended for kids under 3 years old, so for the little ones, you will want to stick with other methods on this list. But for everyone else, this is one of the best kept secrets in safe mosquito protection. Number 3. Set up a box fan on your patio. This one sounds almost too simple to work, but it's a game changer for backyard gatherings. Mosquitoes are notoriously weak flyers. In fact, the American Mosquito Control Association has pointed out that even a basic box fan can effectively keep mosquitoes away from your sitting area. Think about it. Mosquitoes typically fly at about 1 to 1.5 miles per hour. A standard box fan blows air at speeds that completely overwhelm their ability to navigate, so they literally can't reach you. On top of that, fans help disperse the carbon dioxide we exhale, which is the main signal mosquitoes use to find their next meal. So if you're hosting a barbecue or just trying to enjoy a quiet evening on the deck, set up a fan or two pointed toward the seating area. Aim them low, around ankle and leg level, since that's where mosquitoes tend to bite first. You'll be amazed at how this one cheap appliance, which you probably already own, can transform your outdoor space into a mosquito-free zone. No chemicals, no candles, no fuss. Number 4. Eliminate standing water around your home. If you want to know the single most effective thing you can do to reduce mosquitoes around your property, this is it. Mosquitoes need standing water to breed, and they don't need much. A bottle cap of water sitting out for a week can produce dozens of mosquitoes. A clogged gutter can hatch thousands. So take a walk around your yard and look for anywhere water might be collecting. Common culprits include flower pot saucers, kids' toys left out in the yard, old tires, wheelbarrows, bird baths, kiddie pools, tarps, buckets, and yes, those gutters. Empty anything that holds water at least once a week, scrub it out if you can, and store it upside down when not in use. For bird baths, refresh the water every couple of days since mosquito eggs need still water to hatch. Even something as small as a folded leaf in a corner of your patio can hold enough water to breed mosquitoes. By cutting off their nurseries, you're stopping the problem at the source instead of fighting it after they've already hatched. This is what professional exterminators do first when they show up at a home, except they charge you a few $100s for it. Number 5, drop a BTI mosquito dunk in water you can't drain. Of course, not every source of standing water can be drained. Maybe you have a pond, a rain barrel, a fountain, or a low spot in the yard that holds water after every storm. That's where mosquito dunks come in, and they're one of the most underrated tools in the natural mosquito control arsenal. These little donut-shaped tablets contain a bacteria called Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, or BTI. It's a naturally occurring soil bacterium that specifically targets mosquito larvae, killing them before they can grow into adults. The best part is that BTY is completely safe for humans, pets, fish, birds, frogs, and beneficial insects like bees and butterflies. You just drop one in the water and it slowly releases the bacteria for about 30 days. One dunk treats up to 100 square feet of water surface, and a small package costs just a few bucks at most home improvement stores. So if you've got a water feature you love but it's become a mosquito factory, dunks are the answer. Number 6. Build a DIY apple cider vinegar trap. Sometimes the best way to deal with mosquitoes is to lure them in and capture them. And you can build a surprisingly effective trap with stuff you probably already have in your kitchen. Grab an empty plastic bottle, cut off the top third, and flip that top portion upside down so it sits inside the bottom like a funnel. Tape the edges together. Then pour in about half a cup of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of sugar, and a squirt of dish soap. The vinegar and sugar combination produces fermentation gases that mosquitoes are drawn to, mimicking the carbon dioxide and lactic acid that we naturally give off. Once they fly in through the funnel, the dish soap breaks the surface tension of the liquid so they cannot escape. Place these traps in shady spots around your yard, away from where you spend time, and let them do the work overnight. You will be amazed how many you will catch in a single evening. Refresh the bait every week or so, and you have a free, ongoing mosquito control system. It is the kind of thing that costs an exterminator hundreds to set up, and you can do it with garbage from your recycling bin. Number 7. Brew up a coffee grounds defense. If you are a coffee drinker, here is another reason to feel good about your morning habit. Used coffee grounds are surprisingly effective in the fight against mosquitoes, and you can use them in a couple of different ways. First, you can sprinkle dried coffee grounds into any standing water that you cannot drain. The grounds force mosquito eggs to rise to the surface, where they are deprived of the oxygen they need to develop. Within a few hours, the eggs die off, which means fewer mosquitoes hatching in your yard. The second method involves burning the grounds. Take some completely dried out used coffee grounds, place them in a fire-safe bowl or an old metal can lined with aluminum foil, and light them on fire. They will smolder rather than burn, releasing a smoke that mosquitoes find repulsive. It is basically a homemade incense that doubles as bug repellent. Just make sure you do this on a non-flammable surface and never leave it unattended. The smell is not overpowering for humans, but it is enough to make mosquitoes turn around and head somewhere else. Free and natural, exactly the kind of trick we love. Number 8. Switch to yellow bug light bulbs. Have you ever noticed how a regular porch light becomes a magnet for every flying insect within a half-mile radius the moment the sun goes down? While mosquitoes are not quite as drawn to light as moths are, they do follow the other insects that are, and bright white lights tend to attract the whole party. Here is the trick. Swap out your regular outdoor bulbs for yellow bug lights, sometimes called yellow LED bulbs or sodium vapor lamps. These bulbs emit light in a wavelength that most insects cannot see well, so they do not attract them. You can still see clearly, but the bugs basically do not even register that the light is on. It is an incredibly simple swap, costs the same as regular bulbs, and makes a real difference on porches, patios, and walkways. Combine this with another tip on the list and you will cut your mosquito exposure dramatically when you are hanging out outside in the evening. It is the kind of common sense fix that pest control companies definitely will not be telling you about, because there is no follow-up service required. Number 9. Wear the right clothes at the right time. This one is about working smarter, not harder. Mosquitoes are most active during dawn and dusk, which scientists call the crepuscular hours. If you can avoid being outside during those windows, you are already winning. But if you have to be out there, and let's be real, sometimes that's when the best events happen. The clothes you wear can make a huge difference. Mosquitoes are strongly attracted to dark colors like black, navy, and red. They see these as targets because they stand out from the sky and natural backgrounds. So switch to light colors like whites, light blues, pale pinks, and tans. They are not just cooler in the summer heat, they are significantly less attractive to mosquitoes. Beyond color, coverage matters too. Loose, long-sleeved shirts and lightweight pants give mosquitoes way less skin to land on, and the loose fit means their needle-like mouth parts can't reach through to bite you. There are even clothing brands now that pre-treat their fabrics with permethrin, an insecticide that is safe for humans but deadly to mosquitoes, and the treatment can last through dozens of washes. So next time you are heading out for a sunset walk, dress smart and let your wardrobe do half the work. Number 10. Skip the sweet scents. Here's something most people never think about. Your perfume, lotion, body spray, hair products, and even your laundry detergent could be turning you into a mosquito magnet. Mosquitoes are drawn to floral and sweet fragrances because, believe it or not, the males of the species actually feed on flower nectar. So when you walk outside smelling like a bouquet of jasmine and vanilla, you're essentially ringing a dinner bell. Studies have repeatedly shown that floral perfumes, scented body sprays, and even some sunscreens significantly increase mosquito attraction. So during peak mosquito season, especially when you know you'll be outside in the evening, switch to UN-scented products. Look for fragrance-free lotions, mild soaps, and unscented deodorants. If you really want an extra layer of protection, you can even use scents that mosquitoes hate, like peppermint or eucalyptus essential oils diluted in a carrier oil and applied to your skin. It's such a small adjustment, but it can make a huge difference in how often you're targeted. The fewer sweet smells you put on, the less of a meal you appear to be. Number 11. Invite natural predators to your yard. Mother Nature has been keeping mosquitoes in check for millions of years, long before anyone invented a chemical spray. So why not let her get to work in your backyard? There is a whole army of creatures out there that love to eat mosquitoes, and inviting them to your property is one of the smartest long-term strategies you can use. Bats are mosquito-eating machines. A single little brown bat can eat up to 1,000 mosquitoes in 1 hour, so putting up a bat house on the side of your shed or on a tall pole is like hiring a flying exterminator that works for free every single night. Birds like purple martins, swallows, and chickadees also snack on mosquitoes and other flying insects, so adding a few birdhouses and a clean water source will attract them to your yard. Dragonflies are another fantastic ally. They are nicknamed mosquito hawks for a reason, and they eat hundreds of mosquitoes a day in both their larval and adult stages. Adding a small pond with native plants can encourage dragonflies to set up shop. Even frogs, toads, and certain fish like gambusia feast on mosquito larvae. By creating habitats that welcome these natural predators, you are building a backyard ecosystem that handles mosquito control for you year after year, without spending another dime on chemicals or services. It takes a little planning, but the payoff is enormous. So there you have it. 11 safe, natural, and budget-friendly tricks to keep mosquitoes out of your home and yard this summer. From planting the right herbs and flowers, to setting up fans and traps, to inviting bats and birds to do the heavy lifting, you've got plenty of options that don't involve harsh chemicals or pricey pest control contracts. The truth is, the bug spray and exterminator industries have done a great job convincing us that we need their expensive products to enjoy a mosquito-free summer. But as you've just seen, common sense, a little planning, and some everyday household items can do the job just as well, often better, and for a tiny fraction of the cost.